Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay and today we're talking all about my September hits and misses. Can you believe it's already October? I feel like September flew by, but I can't wait to share with you the products I've been loving and products I think you should avoid because I don't like them. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy at any point. Let's get into it. My first favorite of September are the cutest little hand sanitizers that I've ever seen. These are from the brand LIKETOKNOWIT, which is also today's sponsor. So thank you to them for sponsoring today's video, and I always like to thank you guys as well because without you guys, no one would sponsor me, you know what I'm saying? So I think all of us lately have definitely amped up our hand sanitizer use, and personally for me, my hands were so freaking dry from all just the traditional hand sanitizers I was using. So all of the hand sanitizers that LIKETOKNOWIT makes, they are clean, they're essential oil-based fragrances in here. They also have a fragrance-free option, and my favorite thing, these are refillable and it's more of like a liquidy formula, which I find has been lasting so long. Like I've been using this for a while now and it looks like I've barely even touched it. So you get 500 mists out of this, but I absolutely love that aspect of them because it's so much more sustainable. You can just purchase this and then purchase the refills. You can even change up the scent if you want. So I think it's really cool and it's not that much more expensive than just buying a pack of hand sanitizer at the store. So it makes this formula hydrating specifically is it has aloe and glycerin, which are very humectant, so it's just going to keep your hands from really drying out, unlike some traditional hand sanitizers that literally just suck the life out of your hands. And then they also have 65% alcohol, which are the sanitizing aspect of these. The little guy that I'm holding right here is the classic. So as I mentioned, you get 500 mists out of this, which is 15 times the regular usage of just a similar sized hand sanitizer from the store. So not only can you refill these, but you're getting so much more use out of it. So you're not going to have to keep constantly buying something new. And the scent that I have is lavender. I love lavender. I think this is such a classic, just nice soothing scent. It's not too overwhelming at all. And then moving on to this little guy, which is like the little baby version. Here's what it looks like compared to the full size. This is the clip-on one, which is of course perfect for back to school, back to work, or just to keep in your car or anything like that. Even though this one is smaller than the bigger one, you still get 300 mists out of here. I've been using this one as well, and again, look at these. It looks like I've barely used them even though I've been constantly using them. So I can imagine myself getting so much use out of these. I'm really enjoying the formula so far, and I'm really excited to sponsor with them because I love promoting more sustainable products to a traditional alternative. So if you guys are interested in those, I will have them linked below. You can buy them on their website. You can also bundle them together, so you could get one of the full sizes with a refill packet and just be set for a while. So check out the link in the description if you wanted to check those little cuties out. But on to my next favorite. So let's go ahead and start with base products. I have two primer type items that I wanted to mention. First is new from Thrive Cosmetics. It's their Filtered Effects Blurring Primer. This is a silicone based primer, nice and smoothing. Personally, what I like, because I have more textured skin and it's more combo to oily, so I like something that's a little bit more smoothing, and this one has just been perfect. I don't feel that it's too heavy on the skin. It's not too slippery either. Just a really beautiful consistency. So this is something I've been reaching for a ton for under my makeup. And then another sort of glowy alternative for a base, which is what I would recommend if you have textured skin but you still like glowy product. Definitely check this one out from Say Beauty. This is called their Glowy Super Gel. I believe I've mentioned this in favorites before, but it's not something I thought I would love as much as I have been loving. So it's a really beautiful water-based glow, but it's not very packed full of pigment, which to me is a good thing. I'm going to talk about another primer that I didn't love that is sort of the opposite of this. Has the perfect amount of pearl to give you glow but not accentuate anything. And I find it also doesn't add a lot of weight to your makeup. I love it so much. It did just add another shade, a deeper bronze, which I think would be so pretty if you have a medium to deeper skin tone, or if you wanted to have it as a bronzing base, but loving that for sure. So before we move on to another favorite, let me talk about two misses for me this month, which are both primers. I don't remember if I mentioned this one in my last favorites or not, but it's the Pacifica Hemp Blur. Tried this in my Pacifica video recently. Did not work for me. It pilled with the skincare I was using, and even when I redid it, it just didn't do a lot for my skin. I feel like it almost dried my skin out a little bit. Didn't do any smoothing. It is silicone free, but I don't feel like it has absolutely any benefit to it, so I would not purchase that personally. And then the other primer is the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. I really wanted this to work for me. I tried it a bunch of different ways, but it's just too pearly for me, and I think there's something, it sits too heavy on my skin and accentuates my texture. And no matter what foundation I use, it makes my foundation look cakey, unfortunately. So this is just totally not a hit for me. I returned the majority of the products from Rare Beauty that I purchased. The whole line seemed to me not a hit for my skin type. I've heard a lot of people like it, but I could not get it to work for me. So if you have similar skin issues like texture, common to oily, I don't know, there's not much from this brand that I really wowed me. The foundation I've been loving recently is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I know this isn't a clean foundation, but I like to mention both clean and conventional products. I basically just like to talk about things that work for me. So this is a full coverage foundation. I picked this up a while ago. I didn't initially like it, and then I started to use it again, and this is just perfect for my skin because I am oilier, because I have texture on my face. It just sits so beautifully. It's what I have on my skin today. It does not rub off. One of the longest lasting foundations I feel like I've ever tried. It is like a satin matte finish, so if you don't like matte foundations, you wouldn't like this. But if you need coverage and you like a satin matte finish, something that's long wearing, definitely check this out if the ingredients are something that you would use. It's been no problem at all for me. My skin actually really likes it. I haven't gotten breakouts specifically from this, and the shade is also like so spot on. I haven't found a shade that I loved this much. It's the shade Nude. Love this, pretty affordable as well if you guys are looking for a good full coverage foundation. Another product that honestly surprised me that it ended up being a good product is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Pressed Powder. Now this one is one of them that has some coverage in it. It's 120 Fair. They also have a translucent option, which I just ordered because I really wanted to see if that works for under the eyes, because this one does not work for me under my eyes, but as a setting powder to boost coverage, it's almost like a really light powder foundation. It works extremely well. It's so smoothing. It's talc free. It is affordable too. Like, I've just was so impressed with this, and I've been using it a ton. I have it over the NYX foundation today just to set my face lightly. I think really any skin type would enjoy this. I don't find it clings to texture, and it is generally mattifying, not a ton, but enough for me to just keep me going throughout the day. Next, let's talk about blushes I've been loving. This is a product that every time fall comes around, fall and winter, I just fall in love with again. It's the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur Blush in Blurred Buff. It's kind of a tongue twister there, but this is such a unique, not only formula, but shade as well. It's sort of a hybrid cream. You can use your fingers, a sponge, or a brush. I just use a brush, even though it's like creamy, I feel like it still does work. And the shade is just the most gorgeous, terracotta-ish. Gives me the beigey blush vibe that I want, but it's not too harsh and has the perfect amount of shimmer to make your cheeks look juicy. Really enjoy this formula, and the shade is something, I don't have anything like this in my collection. And the other blush I've been reaching for a ton is Patrick Ta She's Seductive. This formula is a little bit drier. It's definitely a lot drier than the Bare Minerals one, but I feel like you can build it up, and it's not one you have to be super careful with because it is drier. Like, you could really get your brush in this and you'll still get a nice wash of color, and it won't be too much. Packaging is gorgeous. Really pretty mauve shade. Like, it's definitely looks matte in the pan, but I do find it just has like the most micro-ish amount of sheen through it, so it doesn't look flat on the skin. So these have definitely been my two go-to blushes. Next, for eyes, I totally forgot that I own this palette, and I brought it out and remembered how much I loved it. It's from Persona, their Identity 2 palette. Stunning, which is just this stunning combination of both cool and warm tones. I really love this palette because it doesn't necessarily like have a theme to it, which is so useful because you kind of just get one of everything. You don't have to go into a bunch of different palettes. So you get some nice matte neutrals up here. You get a peach. There's this really gorgeous rose I love in the crease. The metallics, the formula, by the way, is amazing. Pigmented, no fallout. They blend like a dream. So you get really pretty metallics, like some emerald tones, purples. You get a matte black and a matte deep brown that has like a little bit of red to it. So I feel like this is basically everything you need to create either a natural or dramatic look. I love the packaging. It's really high quality and perfect travel palette as well. I feel like I could just go to this every day, no matter what I'm looking for. Next, I have 3 lippies I want to talk about, and then I have 2 more three more misses I want to mention. First is a new product from Thrive Cosmetics, another new one. This scent is limited edition. I don't think this product in general is super new, but it's their liquid balm in pumpkin spice latte, which when I originally sort of heard about the scent, I was like, don't know if I'm gonna like that. I don't like super sweet, like just sickly scents, but this is very subtle and it's more of just like a cinnamon vibe. It's not very sweet, so I enjoy how they kept it pretty toned down because it doesn't like annoy me. It's actually a really nice scent, and I just love what this does for my lips. I like to put it on when I'm doing my makeup, and it's thin. It's hard to describe. It doesn't necessarily feel like a balm. It's almost like a liquid lip mask. Really makes my lips nice and smooth before I do lipstick. So let's get to the other mist that I have before we move on to the other lip products. I believe I mentioned this last video, hits and misses, not sure, but the Pacifica Hemp Dew Setting Mist. You're probably like, if you didn't like it, why is it empty? Because I transferred it to a different spray bottle. So it's not necessarily the formula that I don't like, because I've been enjoying the formula, but the bottle and mister on this sucks. I was excited. It's a glass bottle. It feels really nice, but I would say not to purchase this because the packaging that it comes in should be able to work if you're buying it. So you know what I'm saying? Or else you could just spend money elsewhere and get a good mist with a good mister. I transferred it so I wouldn't waste the product, but overall I would not recommend that one. All right, now two lip colors that I've just been obsessed with for fall. I'm really into this brownie nude color. I don't even know what to call it. My first favorite are the Bite Beauty. This is the Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Crayon. I love these formulas in general. I reach for them all the time. This is the shade Hard Cider, which is so stunning. It's like the perfect, it's like a brown, but it has purple in it too, so it doesn't make you look like totally lifeless. Like, it's just the perfect combination of brown and purple. I can't get enough of that shade. It's also not too dark. You can sort of wear those sheer or build them up. They're more of a satin finish. They're not matte. I don't know why they named them a matte crayon, because they're not, but nonetheless I love them. And then next is a new product from Deck of Scarlet. It's the 3-way solid lip oil, which are a super unique formula. This is what I have on my lips today. They come in this little like push-up packaging, which I've never really seen before, but once I used the formula, I kind of got why they did it. So a little bit of the product gets pushed up. I just realized these colors are like almost exactly the same. No wonder why I like it. But anyway, it's super glossy. Again, this is what I have on. They're a little bit difficult to apply, and it does get messy around the rim, which, as I mentioned, is why I understand they made the packaging how it is, because it sort of minimizes that. I feel like if it was like a push-up, I mean a roll-up stick, it would just like melt everywhere. So maybe not the best like on the go lippy, but super pretty and juicy and glossy, and they really do stay that glossy as well. So this has been a unique find for me, and these two I just reach for constantly. My next lip product, which was a miss for me, I did initially like, and it kind of just went downhill. Another product from Rare Beauty. This is the, I don't know what these are called, lip cream. I love the shade of this and how they look and how they apply, but I found with this formula, it literally will just like bleed out. Even if I'm wearing a lip liner, it'll just like go around my lips. Like, I've never had that happen with a lip product. Super weird. I think maybe it's just the amount of slip that it has in it. It literally slips off of your lips. So even though the color of this, and it's super unique, I wish I liked it because I love this shade too, but it didn't work for me. It did not wear well. So I know I said I initially liked this, but I would say to beware of this and the primer. And of course, like I mentioned, I don't really love any of the other products either. I wanted to mention a fragrance I've been loving. I was on a search for like a fall fragrance. I love warm, woodsy scents all year round, but especially for fall, I just wanted a new one. Heard so much about this Replica by the Fireplace perfume. You guys have probably heard of this. Just the little spray bottle that I decided to test out from Sephora. I believe it was around $30. You can also get a sample set if you want to sample other scents from them, but from the notes of this, I kind of knew I was going to love it. And boy, do I love it. I don't know how to describe it, so just like go look at the notes on it and see if it's something you'd like. But vanilla, warm, smoky, but still like feminine, if that makes sense. It's not too much on the woodsy side. So I just freaking love this thing. I also was a little bit concerned getting a conventional perfume because I'm sensitive to scents. It's depending on the brand. Some give me headaches, some don't. And I found this is actually, it's pretty light. Like, you can spray a couple sprays and it's not overwhelming like some, probably say like YSL or like a Prada perfume would be. Like, those are just like one spray and you're surrounded by it. This is not like this. It's pretty gentle, so I really enjoy it, how it doesn't give me a headache, and it smells beautiful, and I've been reaching for it every single day. And then the last two products I want to mention are new skincare products, starting with the new Youth to the People Dream Eye Cream. This is a vegan overnight eye cream. It has stem cells, ceramides, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, classic Youth to the People, just packed full of good stuff. The texture of this is like if you've ever tried the Super Berry mask, it's actually pretty similar in terms of the texture. A little bit thinner though. It just goes on beautifully. I feel like it makes my eyes look nice and plump, and it's great for under concealer. It's not too greasy or oily or too thin. Just that perfect eye cream consistency, and I just can't stop using it. And then my last favorite, I ran through this so quickly, I'm kind of upset with myself, but it's the Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Hydrating Ceramide Moisturizer. This, if you've ever tried Honey Drop, which is their other moisturizer, this is like the big, thicker, older sister to Honey Drop. Like, the texture is definitely a lot thicker, more moisturizing. Just a perfect winter cream for me. I find that it's not too heavy. You could use it during the daytime. If you have dry skin, like, you'd absolutely love this. Even for my combo skin, I can use this at night and I don't feel like it's too much. It's so smooth and buttery and just like comforting to the skin. I really recommend this if you're in the market for a moisturizer. I also like how they do the magnetic cap, so you can just scoop her right on out. But that, along with the Youth to the People eye cream, have been my new favorites in my skincare routine. All right, so we're gonna end this on a miss/rant. This is the Real Techniques sponge, which you're probably like, what? Like, you use those all the time? Yes, I love them, but they've changed them. I don't know why they've changed them. I used this one in my new packaging and I compared it to my old one, and it's so much more textured. It's like the e.l.f. sponge, where it's just rougher on the skin, so it actually creates more texture when I'm putting my foundation on, and it's not as soft. It's not the same, and I'm so upset. And I know it's not just this batch because I posted it on my Instagram stories and I had a bunch of people respond saying they had the same experience. So Real Techniques, why did you change your sponges? I don't even know what sponge to buy now. You guys have recommendations? I don't like the e.l.f. one. Like, maybe I don't want to buy a beauty blender because they're like 20 bucks each. I'm really upset about that. I don't know why they changed it, because the old ones were amazing. All right, guys, that was everything for my September hits and misses. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'd love to hear below something that you've been loving lately, so maybe I can try it as well. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you like the month of October. Pretty good so far. It's only the first day, but trying not to be biased about it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.